Thank you. So we're now going to get to the questions, and the first is going to come from me. And as I indicated, the first candidate to answer the question was selected at random. It's going to be Diane Wong. And here's the question. Many of our immigrant community members have difficulty accessing important public services or participating in public life due to language barriers. What proposals do you have for increasing multilingual access to state government?
When I started working at the State House 11 years ago, I was one of the only Asian Americans in that level. And to me, that meant that we as a community were invisible and that we didn't have a voice at the table, at the decision-making tables of our government. And so I started the country's only political leadership organization for Asian American women and mentored 50 young, low-income Asian American women, some of whom were from Chinatown, to make sure that they understood government, that they could be part of government, and we changed the face there. And now, if you walk through the halls of the State House and you see an Asian American woman, she probably came from the program. And it's about, and the reason that I started the organization is because every issue is an immigrant issue. And because of course it's about language access. It's about the daily struggle to not be able to speak the language. It's going to the bank, it's going to the grocery store and not being able to speak the language. But of course, it's about accessing basic government services and it not being translated in your language so that you actually have a barrier from being able to access critical services. But it's not just about language access, it's about cultural competency. It's about making sure that when we go get our health care, or when we talk about personal issues like domestic violence, that there are people who actually understand the cultural implications. So it's of course about language access, but it's also about cultural competency. And you can be assured that I will be committed as a state senator to having that kind of language accessibility, not only in my office, but guiding people who need it, who speak Cantonese, who speak Mandarin, who need that help, can go through my office. I'm incredibly proud that I could be the only full Asian American in the state Senate, and I would provide those services to make sure our community could access government.
So we're going to have 1 minute responses, beginning with from the left and going in order from the first. For 1 minute responses, Jay.
Thank you. Our country has greatly benefited from immigration. It is so difficult for somebody to pick up, leave their community, leave everyone they know, travel across the ocean often, and set up in a land where no one speaks the language that they're most familiar with. And I understand that, and we should do everything we can to make those entrepreneurial, aggressive, self-starting people as comfortable as possible in our society. America has greatly benefited from it. And I'm proud to be working on that in the State House. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we passed legislation in the House of Representatives to make our health care system more accountable and put in standards for cultural competence, so that we've set up guidelines so that people feel more comfortable using our medical system. And I hope the Senate passes that. I hope I can vote for that in the Senate. Thank you.
Thank you. Growing up on Shirley Ave in Revere, basically it was a very diverse neighborhood. My first office that I ran for was for Ward 2, which included that whole Shirley Ave area. On my campaign, my main goal was how can I connect with my voters? So what I did was, there were 3 different languages. There was Khmer, there was Vietnamese, and there was Arabic. So I got all my literature and I translated it so I could connect to the people. Also, as a city councilor, what I did was I reenacted a human rights commission to make sure no one was discriminated against, no religion, no community. whether you were straight, gay, whatever you were. Also, Massachusetts is one of the top 10 states, top 10 states that has the largest LEP population. And we have to make sure that when people are spoken, their language is that we can understand them and they're understood. So as your state senator, I will make sure that I do that.
Thank you. Lydia?
Thank you. There's a couple things I'd like to discuss when we're assessing language access. I come from the legal services world where a lot of my clients do not speak English, and I see on a daily basis how that directly impacts how they're treated in the court system. And so my first reaction is when looking at language access is to increase funding for hiring within our court systems or any of our state agencies to ensure that we have full, aggressive, affirmative action for language diversity. I would also look at ways in which we actually increase the funding for ELL programs within our schools to ensure that students are fully integrated when they're coming here, in many cases not coming here with a full English capacity. I firmly also believe, I've learned now 3 languages. German was my first, I've mostly forgotten that. But Spanish and Portuguese, I've also learned on the job in representing immigrant workers, so I'm fully committed to assuring it myself that I'm able to commit to the community, and I'm sure as a senator that my staff and that other individuals I work with would as well.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you. As a lawyer, I see every day, I deal with immigrants every day who don't understand the language. So language access is very important. It's very important in the courthouse. I think that all forms need to be transliterated for all people from all cultures and all countries. I think that interpretational services, even in the courthouse and throughout state government, is woefully underfunded and something we need to fund to ensure that everyone understands government. But we also got to make sure that the government understands everyone else. And I think we should be incentivizing our public service workers, our police officers, our fire departments, to understand and take language classes and cultural classes so they understand the population that they're working with.
As a son of someone whose native language was not English, and as a husband of another, my wife who is also not a native English speaker, I completely understand. I have been one who's also learned 2 languages on my own, French and Spanish. And that's helped me completely understand the barriers that people face in everyday life when they're faced with the challenges of going to a local post office, going to apply for a business permit, or whatever it may be. So I've already been an advocate in my work in the community in East Boston for people to get accessibility from their government, but also at the same time, on the other side, to also start to learn English and learning English programs as far as getting accessibility for that. A lot of people are waiting for classes and being able to get into different classes. So I'd be a big advocate for increased funding for access to language classes, as well as for increasing technology to enable accessibility for the government access. Thanks.
Okay, the next